Just first off, hats off to Lee, and their staff. Those guys came out and they beat us. We kind of talked about it last week about whatever team execute, whatever team was going to be in the right place mentally. That's probably who's going to win the game. And for our guys, we just have to, still have the mental capacity to play 4 quarters. We got, down early and mentally the guys, checked out. But that's no, I was telling them, it's not our job to stop. To stop us, they're not gonna stop. They're gonna pour it on. So we got to be the ones to be able to, mentally play for 4 quarters. But like you say, hats off to those guys, man. They came out and they beat us. It's behind us. We're ready to move on.
Well, that's one thing we talked about, Jez. Staying positive, doing what we do, being so young. Some of the kids, don't understand, but at the same time, playing against great competition. Week in and week out, only thing it does is make you prepare, like it's the playoffs. And that's one of the things that we have preached about. You have played a playoff schedule so far with the teams you have played, and, playing the defending 7A state champs this past week. I thought we actually had a great game plan, played well. You look at the stats were similar from passing to rushing. They had like 283 yards total offense. And we finished with like 271 yards total offense. So, the numbers were good. One of the great things, like I told them, you played against a great team and you did something that 4 other teams couldn't do, and that was keep them under what they have been getting. A couple weeks they had 60 points, 50 points. We held them to 31. Great thing from the defense, they held them to only 10 points in the second half. They completely shut them down, and offensively we put up over 100 yards in the second half. Just one of those things that we just got to keep fighting, keep playing, and just get, like I told them, just get ready for reading play because now it's playoff time.
Throughout the week, we just talked to them about what happened the previous year about that we didn't finish the game, and actually when we do capture video, that was the last thing I let them see. Let them see Carver celebrating at the end of the game, and let them know that it could happen again because we were playing against a good team. And when you playing a rival team or a city team, the records go out the window. Everybody got to come out there and be on their best game. So I was just proud of the guys coming out there finishing the game, and we just still got to do some more things to clean up and get better. But I was really proud of the guys of their performance.
Well, just all around, we just have an inconsistent play. Guys are doing their job on one play, not doing the job on the next play. Feel like our offense, they're trying to do a little too much instead of just playing football. Take what they give you. We got to understand that when you're in the realm of a football game, you can dictate some on offense, but your thing is to see what's going on the defense and make adjustments, and that's just football in general. If you're not going to do that, then you're not going to win many games. Like I told my staff, you go back and look at the 3 games we lost and the 2 games we won, we've turned the ball over. We turned the ball over 4 times last week. We turned it over 4 times against Lee. We turned it over 3 times against Eufaula, and yet we lose a game by 2 points and by 4 points. And when you're really supposed to lose those games by 14 and 21 points if ball is ball. The rule is you turn over 1 time and they turn over, you play an even game. You turn over twice, you're supposed to lose. And that's what's happening to us right now. We just inconsistent play. Defensively wise, the mistakes that you make, we're making 2 or 3 mistakes, but they're being escalated because the offense is not doing their job or doing what they need to do. So the 1 or 2 mistakes we make on defense, they're magnified all the time. And defense, we're just not playing situational football. And that bothers me a lot because we situational football every day in practice. So my thing is, if we're going over this stuff and we're doing the right thing in practice, when we get to the game, what's happening with the situational thoughts that we should have? And that's just one of the things that we got to fix. And that's on me as a coach. Either I'm gonna get these guys right to do better, or it's just time for me to let somebody else do it, one or the other. And it's on me. It's my job to make sure our guys are prepared and come out and play the right way. And I just, like I told my staff, I just felt like this was one of the worst losses as far as logistics and us making game plan changes in mid-game that we done had in 4 years. And we just got to do a better job of getting our guys prepared and coming out and play the right way.
I thought it was a great collective team effort. The guys were excited, ready to go. I talked about it last week. City games, you don't have to say too much for the guys. These guys grow up with these guys on the other side of towns and all across the city. They've been playing against each other for, I guess, since Pee Wee ball. So they were excited, ready to go. You throw records out when it's city games, and the guys were just, they were just ecstatic and eager to get out there and try to get the first win of the season. We were able to do that. As far as the quarterback situation goes, we got team rules, and no one's bigger or above the team. So we hold each player accountable. When those rules are broken, consequences must be handed out. And us being able to, start our freshman quarterback, he gave us a spark, and the guys rallied around him. They made sure that that we did everything that we could to help protect him and make sure that we come out victorious.
This week, region game, I have to go to Dothan. Our message to the team all week and after the game is just, what's our response factor going to be, this week. From everything from class to practice to being on time to all of those little things kind of bring you back down to reality. So the message to the team is just how we're going to respond. As far as going on the road down in Dothan, whenever you're on the road, again, you have to kind of prepare for that environment. Being on the road, being not your officials or whatever the case may be. So again, mentally, we have to go down there. We have to play, and I just told our guys, we have to go down there and beat them. We can't play around. From the time you get off the bus and the time we leave, we got to be locked and loaded, and that's been our message. And I feel like our guys are up for the challenge.
We've just been talking about this, making everything count, from every rep to every meeting to every walkthrough, just making it count. This is one of those weeks, we kind of put ourselves in somewhat of a situation with the loss to Lanier for our first region loss. Now, it's almost, we have to depend on help to still finish number one in the region. So like I told the kids, the only thing we can do now is just win out region play and just hopefully everything falls how it's supposed to fall, and we still win the region. But, the biggest thing is just going out every day, just working. Like, had a great practice yesterday. Gonna have a great practice today. Energy level's been up, just one of those things that when you're playing against teams that you're not afraid of. And being so young, it's just one of those things that, I think we're ready to go now. So, like I told them, how you start your week is how you're going to end your week. Had a great start, so we should finish strong also.
It's similar to last week. Our guys know that this team was one of the teams last year that gave us a 3-game losing streak. So they just let them know that they got to be disciplined again this weekend. We got to continue to play physical football and understand that when we get out that bus, that there's going to be a lot of adversity. But if we overcome the adversity early on in the game and follow our keys and follow the game plan, I think we'll be successful again this weekend.
Well, it just goes back to what we've been preaching for the last 4 years. Trust the process, do your job. If you trust the process and you do your job and not play me ball, you tend to have better outcomes. I think for some of the guys, they just got to realize that, look, we focus on football and do your job in football. We have a lot of other stuff going on, and it's homecoming weekend for us, and I really don't care nothing about that crap. But that I'll let my players enjoy whatever they can enjoy with that. But my focus is on Russell County. We got to go in and execute and do what we're supposed to do. Russell County is one of those teams that they play unorthodox. So for coaches, those are the harder game to coach, really, when teams are that way. They play unorthodox, and so you got to get your guys to break some of their principles, and it's a difficult play, but you just got to execute and do your job and play a physical game and just bring the habits from practice to the game. And if we do that, I think we'll be fine.
Well, the message is simple. When you win city games, it gets you bragging rights. You win region games, you get in the playoffs. So it's simple. You lose those region games, your season's gonna end early. We're 0-2 right now in the region. We got Smith Station coming in here Thursday night. Coach Glisson's doing a good job with that program. Those guys are playing hard. I think we have some advantages on the perimeter. They're gonna load the box and try to take away the run. It's our job to be a little tougher than what they are and make sure that we execute down the stretch to come out victorious and get our first region win of the season.
All right, Nation, we're on the road down in Dothan Friday night. Expecting a great game. Hopefully we can get down there and get the region win. You guys come out and support just like you've been doing all year.
Friday night, Eufaula, come down, support. Going down to get Eufaula and get this second region win.
To the Lee family, we really need y'all support on Friday night. It's gonna be a hostile crowd, so we need to bring the energy. Go Lee.
Friday night, homecoming. We play Russell County. Need everybody there. Bring your good energy. Bring your positive energy to the game. Come out and support the guys. They're young guys playing football. Come out and support the guys the right way for homecoming. All alumni need to see you there. Go Poets.
Thursday night, Crampton Bowl. If you're a true Vol fan like you say you are, then we're going to see you Thursday night in Crampton Bowl there for homecoming, ready to support your Volunteers.